Hello, everybody, and welcome back to
Boo, you whore.
a show about whatever the fuck we want. My name is Benji, and I just have one thing to say.
I will say, gay people, we talk to each other in a way that straight people would find shocking.
That we've earned it.
I fucking love your axe wound, you whore.
My name is Mikey, and that's Jazz.
My name is Morgan, and bitch, I'm about to fall asleep. But I'm here.
Well, I guess that comes to me. I'm Aaliyah. I put the T in cunty. Um, I guess that's it.
Kitty kitty purr. All right. And we do have a very special guest today, Miss Aaliyah. Mac, we
Yes.
we love you. We know that you are taking care of the things, and we will be seeing Mac back again next week. But for now, we have the wonderful, the doll, my Lexi Love lookalike, Miss Aaliyah,
My twin sister.
my twin sister. She is here to christen season two of Boo You Whore for our one and only guest spot that we ever have the entire season.
Yes.
And tonight we are going to be reviewing RuPaul's Drag Race season 17, episode 14. Go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, and follow us on our socials, because if you're not, what the fuck you doing?
Nothing good.
Clock it.
Clock it. Not a soul can clock, but we can. So we come back into the workroom, and Sam looks like Miss Christine from fucking Phantom of the Opera, as she just saw her Drag Race life flash before her fucking eyes, as she cries yet again. Nope, that is the wrong one. Haha, fuck me. So,
I was like, well, she cried
well,
because
she
she was a winner, perhaps, and her
yeah,
mom had
okay, so
left.
she did cry because she was a winner. However, she was also a little sour that everyone was still here. She said,
Oh,
"Time to
she
go,
was
time to go,
plucked.
book it,
She
pluck
was
it,
plucked.
be gone."
Mm-hmm.
She
Mm-hmm.
said, "I want to be
Irritated.
the final four now."
We've seen this
Hmm.
irritation before. She was happy but pissed. Same.
She is. And then, Miss Anya just keeping her eye on the prize and not her other eye on the crown. Um, it's just getting down to the nitty gritty. So at the final five, how were we all feeling? What were we feeling going into watching the start of this episode?
I knew Miss Jules needed to stomp it out this
Yeah.
episode. Like everybody was like, "Oh, who's the bitch that's going home soon?" Well, her.
Jules.
I even agreed.
Um,
Like, I was even thinking, like, yeah, if Jules don't turn out this episode, well, she's fucking going home for me too.
And it's like it not for anything against Jules,
Yeah.
only just because she's the only one with one win, and it's such a competitive final five. Like
Mhm.
yeah.
it just felt like, and Jules is one of those people that I think is gets screwed over by the win count a little bit because
Mhm.
other than her times in the bottom, she performed really well the entire season. A lot of times she was second place.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so like it's just I think it speaks to how competitive this final five is.
No,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So RuPaul comes into the workroom the following day and they waste absolutely no time getting into the maxi because these are auditions for RuPaul's Drag Race Live in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So they said we're gonna skip the podcast this time around. You're gonna do a billboard photo. You're gonna do a
Hmm.
commercial for RuPaul's Drag Race Live and do a live performance on the main stage for the new routine that is in the show.
Can I
And an
be
interview with Latrice Royale.
And an interview with none other than the chunky, funky, large and in charge Latrice Royale.
Mind you, it should have been Rue, but
can
that's
I
a
be real
different
for a
combo.
second?
Absolutely.
I didn't like this challenge at all.
They really hyped this challenge up. They were like, this is the biggest challenge in drag race history. And then it was kind of like, what? Mm,
I
like,
feel like
And
they
we
just wanted
also,
something huge, and so they just chose something where they thought it was going to be big, but I feel like the lack of like judge presence during the entire episode. So like normally this is run by a Michelle or like a Carson or somebody, but the fact that it wasn't like that nobody on the panel touched any part of the challenge except the photo shoot was kind of crazy to me.
Not a thing. Not
and
to.
like maybe they did, but like I feel like we didn't get to see most of like the work that was put
yeah,
in.
Oh, it
we
was
didn't get to
very
see
heavily edited.
anything.
We didn't get to see any choreography, rehearsal,
No.
not a
Girl, they
fucking
said,
thing.
here's this huge performance of this brand new song that we're going to be debuting, but you're not going to see us lip sync, perform, rehearse, nothing.
They
Or
didn't
like
even
Like,
show us the blurb or the commercial that they were supposed to shoot either. It was literally just a photo shoot
yeah,
and the
like
I don't
interview,
even
and
direction
know
is
that
that's
they were
half of
it.
the
doing a blurb.
Which
literally.
like and I think the photo shoot was kind of like the least important of the three things, and they
Hmm.
focused so much time on it. I was like,
It's because Susie
this
was so
could
bad.
I guess, but
Well,
like
Oh,
Susie underperformed
oh,
across the
oh,
board,
oh, I have
unfortunately.
notes on
yeah.
this Suzwa too. I
I
really
I don't
do.
think it was limited to just that part of the challenge,
Oh
and
no, not at
I
She
all.
just
made
think
some choices this
Yeah,
episode.
they just wanted her specifically to see one choice during the photo shoot that would be blaringly obvious for us when we got to judging.
yeah, and like I think there were a couple of girls that I feel didn't quite get the assignment.
Hmm.
We'll
But
get there.
yeah, we'll get there, and I fear Susie too, unfortunately, was the greatest offender.
Oh, sister, you're gonna hear me
I
cry,
was
bitch,
offended.
and moan about this. Oh my
There was
God.
somebody else who was a second offender.
As a Susie Toot stan, I was offended.
I feel like
Ooh,
I'm never been a
yes.
Susie Toot stan, so I was kind of expecting a flop from this diva because everybody's been talking about how great Susie Toot is, and I've been waiting for like the greatness, and it hasn't come yet for me. So
I
I
think
wasn't expecting much.
I knew that Susie Toot was going to do bad in this challenge once I kind of digested what it was, and this was such a like this is the uh capitalization of RuPaul's Drag Race. This is
Absolutely.
them forcing their own pipeline and like just creating such an industry out of this show, and like they need specifically for something like this
Guidance,
somebody who can appeal to the masses,
Yeah.
literally.
Hmm.
and Susie Toot is not that
For
No.
girl.
everybody.
She's
Yeah,
not like a Vegas showgirl, like selling herself on the strip drag
right.
queen. That's
She's a
not
niche queen. Like,
she's a an artistic queen in her own way, and she is really talented, but like she was never going to be a Vegas girl. I don't think she would
Yeah.
have pursued that
I think
post show.
I think she, and we'll get into it more when we discuss like each of the parts and how everybody did, but she really put her box into the challenge instead of getting out of the box to do the challenge. Like the challenge is
Right.
you're auditioning for RuPaul's Drag Race Live in Vegas,
Hmm.
not I'm Susie Toot. That's not the challenge. The challenge is not I'm Susie Toot. The challenge is I'm gonna be a showgirl in Vegas.
I think she even said, like, when they were asking her, like when Latrice asked her, like, what are your thoughts or your plans for the future? Have you ever like thought about being on, like, in Vegas? I've never been to Vegas. I never thought about Vegas. I never even like thought about this as a dream. Like, I don't know what I would do. Like, that's not the answer that they were looking for. They were looking like, if you've never done it, then what are your plans to get there? Like,
Right.
she just like give a very I don't know what I'm doing answer. Mind you, Jules gave a similar answer, but hers was
And
different.
they loved it,
They
but
loved it. Hers was like a different I don't know. Susie was just like, I don't know and I don't plan on ever knowing.
No, real. Okay.
Susie was like,
So
I never
But
plan to come here. I hate this
yeah,
place.
Literally.
like that's what I mean. Like Susie, that was never her dream to be a
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vegas showgirl,
And it
and
still isn't, even though they told her like this is the comp. She's like, I don't care.
they tried to clue her in, and they said, "Oh, Miss Ma'am,
Like,
And she said, actually, at every opportunity, I'm going to choose the exact opposite of what you want.
Literally.
exactly. Like,
She said I'm a opposite Mad Libs all of these answers.
Literally.
me, what all I want to do is rag on Susie too because I just have so much to say on that
Meanwhile, and
show.
I'm gonna get into my rant in just a moment. Meanwhile, all this is happening. We hear the talking heads of the girls being like, "Sister, you're being too centered." Cut to the shady editors putting Susie's talking head right there and being like, "Yeah, of course all the girls are saying this because I've been slaying this competition the entire time." I was like,
Girl,
oh,
they were
sister."
burying Miss
They
Toot.
were,
It's called
they,
drag
oh,
delusion. They were
oh,
literally boosting
girl,
that drag
it was
delusion.
so bad.
It's
Oh,
like it's amplified by the fact that like previously in this competition, she's been right to feel that way,
Yeah.
correct.
but she hasn't
For the
so
latter half.
She
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 hasn't
had a
been
very
so
front heavy run.
yeah. And then she's been cordial with the girls the whole way. She's been nice and she's been confident in herself. It hasn't let it rub off. And in this episode, they were like, "Oh, now she's too overconfident. Now they
Yeah.
boosted her up a little too much."
Oh, I forget
And
who
like,
So
they compared her to two different people when it came to her run. I know one of them was Jinx, but there was another one that they said that her run was actually like that it ended up being, but I forget who.
And I couldn't tell you.
I
I
couldn't tell
also
you either.
forgot.
Forgot. Oh, I literally wrote in all caps when I saw what she decided to come out in her for her billboard. I said, "I am angry at Suzanne Denise Toot."
Literally, as soon as, because that was the first we got to glimpse of them in this challenge, I was like, okay,
anything
she's
goes.
losing.
Yeah.
Literally, anything goes, I think is what they like. They said that she came out in the
They
anything
said
goes
you
dress, and
can
I saw that
go.
and I was like, oh, mother, no.
Yeah.
Put that little
Like
swimsuit away. This is
sh-
not that.
I'll be
Especially when
real,
we
she looked like a small male child.
And that pussycat doll fucking wig, she wears that fucking silhouette all the fucking time. It makes her
She's
head look
worn that
so
specific
small.
wig more than Aiden Zane wore
yes.
theirs.
And then on top of the
And
eye makeup that she does, it makes her face look so small and disproportionate from her body.
she looked like a
Like,
little child, a little
I
boy
wanted her
child.
to not look like a boy. It
the
didn't
editors
give
were
me
also
that.
particularly shady. I don't know if they did it in this order, but they sure as fuck put Miss Jules and then Miss Anya in front of her before she popped out and then swung back around to Lexi
I mean, if we're gonna be
and Sam.
real, if we're gonna be real, I don't think putting Anya in front of her was that bad
I
because
Well,
agree.
Anya had my second least favorite photo shoot look of the night.
I feel like
I
they
me, except when
will.
swallowed
talking about
her a little
Lexi.
bit. I feel like she sold it, but I
Okay.
do agree it did look like it was swallowing her just a
I
tad.
think it was horrible. I think it was a horrible choice because it completely swallowed her up, and
Hmm.
she couldn't have known this. But it made it even worse when the background that they put her on was
Was
black.
black.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially it was her hair for me because when she does like that dark hairline, she like classic
Yeah,
drag, like they do
yeah,
the black spray. It
yeah.
literally made her dissolve into the background. Like which is
And
like okay in some stance, but not in this way. Not so.
she had like a black feathery like fascinator on, but you couldn't
Hmm.
even see it because her
Yep.
black hair was so big.
Yeah.
It was a choice. And we'll just talk about Lexi because,
I will say
uh,
Miss Lexi not knowing how to smile did send me a little bit.
girl,
I thought Lexi
RuPaul
was
being
gonna
like, lift
be
your lip and put it here.
I really thought
Girl,
And then
Lexi
she
like
was gonna
said,
be in the
look
bottom.
at her. Look at her lips. She can't do that.
"True, true, mom. She can't. She
Yeah.
can't. She
I
found. She
think
figured it out though."
I think
She used to maybe have been able to.
what saved Lexi this episode, I think, from being in the bottom two, because we saw her struggle in pretty much every aspect except for her interview with Latrice,
Mhm.
Yeah.
where she was by far the like most open and real. She's like, I just want to start out and say I was an ex-drug addict and I was held captive and went through sex trafficking. And
Yep.
Latrice was like, I didn't even say hey yet.
No,
No,
she
literally.
gagged. She was like, oh.
She let it all hang out, and you know what? Good for her.
Yeah, like she was like, you know what? I know what I'm here for. Like this is the part where I'm going to excel. They want me to be vulnerable, girl. I got plenty to say.
I will say that it
Literally.
wasn't shocking for the audience because like nine of the 10 things she talked about we already heard. So it wasn't like
True.
anything new like in vulnerability land because she had already talked about these things a bajillion times.
But
So
Latrice
like
didn't know, so like the
yeah,
whole
Latrice
so
was
time,
like, I never
Latrice
met
was
this
She
like,
said,
woman.
I'm truly trying to
"Girl,"
get this job.
like for
and
real. So
like
Latrice was
this is a
gagged.
bitch that has been to prison, like,
No,
Exactly.
literally.
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 That's away from
and
my
you had her,
face.
and like Lexi had her gagged.
It did. It did.
Yeah. But
I
like
will
overall, I think Lexi really disappointed me
I
this
agree.
episode. And I'll be real. Like I think we're just at this point we're just like talking about the episode as a whole.
ah
I feel like from a meta perspective, like did Drag Race kind of fumble the bag this episode? Because
I
it felt like all
potentially.
season we were getting this setup of Lexi versus Susie, Lexi versus Susie. And then you have
And
Lexi
then
doing bad enough to where she could be in the bottom two with Susie, and then we keep her safe again.
I thought she was going to be in the bottom with Susie, and when Sam Star was in the bottom, I literally peed a little
I was
because I was like,
gagged.
I was surprised.
I
"What?"
was a little gagged, I'm not gonna
Gagged.
front.
And then they kept Sam. And
And
I was
then
like, gag.
So like,
and then
now
we're
we
gonna
don't even have the
come.
opportunity again.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna round and detail this one out because I know there's a lot more to say.
Yeah, there's
How
plenty.
However, I will say the editors continue the pummeling of Suzwatu
Hmm.
by the interviews alone because we get Lexi's moment with talking about human trafficking. We got on Sam revealing that, people stifled her confidence and she decided to believe
Oh,
what people were saying about her. We got Anya having some reservations because she doesn't do drag full time. She doesn't do the chefs.
She's a chef. Like, work,
she's like,
diva.
Work
literally a
diva.
full-time job. Okay.
And she wasn't sure how she would be received in this particular environment, only having done part-time drag for 3 years.
Hmm.
Hmm.
To then,
But
and then
that's fucking
Jules,
talent, bitch.
Yeah,
no,
could have fooled me.
literally,
Literally.
literally, cut to Miss Suzanne too, saying that her worst quality is being unique.
Right.
Mom,
I feel
It
like
was,
of
mom.
the theater divas who have come to Drag Race, love Miss Toot Down, but it's a boot for me because like there's other like musical theater divas who have come to Drag Race and like that's their thing, that's their shtick, and like you can tell that they're going to be on Broadway and all of that. I don't. I feel like Miss Toot is missing like a certain level of confidence. Like she has skill, she has all of that, but like her confidence level is super low.
I think she what she really needs to do, and I think Michelle harped on this
I
enough
agree.
in her critiques, is like we you what you do it so well. And I see you going on Broadway, but I don't want you to just be on one show on Broadway.
Right,
Exactly.
I
I
want
need
you to be
to
able to
variety.
be a broad spectrum of you because you have so much talent
right,
and you're putting yourself in this little pinhole box, like, which
Hmm.
is cute, like you do it well, like it's your thing, but you can still branch out and make more of yourself,
right.
and
And
that's what being
there are
drag
ways,
superstar is about.
yeah, there are ways to do that while keeping yourself and your identity
Hmm.
within it.
And
Exactly.
somebody mentioned Jinx before, and like Jinx is a
Yeah,
perfect
Yes,
example of that. Like Jinx can do so many
exactly.
things, but she is a musical theater diva, and she knows that that's her thing. But she doesn't just do one type of musical theater. Like, sure, she just did Mama, she just did
yep.
like all, but she does so many
And she was
different
in Little Shop of
things.
Horrors
Yeah.
too,
Literally,
you
like
Hmm.
Chicago.
Chicago, yeah, like
Chicago.
Yeah.
she
Yep.
does everything. Like,
Not a
I want to see
musical,
that
but
from
she
too.
did do Doctor Who as
Yeah, I was about to
Maestro.
say
And
she was
she
in
did
Doctor
Doctor,
Who.
literally,
She's gonna be in a new production of Pirates of
Yep,
Penzance,
yeah.
like
Her
right
rap sheet
now, I
is
yep,
so
think.
in New York.
diverse.
Yeah, it's gearing up to show out.
And that one has some big Broadway
And
names beside her too.
another
Gag.
another kind of not I wouldn't consider her like Broadway, but she's within the same spectrum. Dela
Yeah,
of that like
Oh,
campy,
absolutely.
I
Yeah.
the
Like,
campy
would
queen who writes and
100%. Yeah.
produces her
I
own
think
shows, produces
she gives like
with
Cabaret Queen, I
Monty.
think, a little bit more than musical
Yes,
theater, but like
yes, very that.
those two are so sisters. Like,
Yeah, I think Dela works like from watching her and like watching her interviews and stuff and when she was on Pit Stop, she does a
Yeah.
lot of the like behind the scenes. She does a lot of the writing. She does a lot of the producing.
Yes.
Like she's a director. And while she does still like obviously we know Dela can slay in acting, dancing, singing, etc. moment. Like she's really good at writing and she did so much writing. I didn't know that. She did writing for Monet's stand-up special, Bob's
Yep.
stand-up special,
Yep.
of
I
course
mean,
the Jinx and
literally,
Dela Christmas show. Like
I was just about to say that. Like, look at that. Like, she literally does most of the writing for that
And then
along with the
my
acting.
last example before we traipse into future stuff, Nina West. Nina
Yeah.
fucking West.
Oh, no, literally, that Ohio diva. Let's talk about
Yes.
her. She has like an inaugural, like, what do they call it?
Annual.
No, like honorary PhD from
Yeah,
like one of those like theater colleges in Ohio
that's true.
because like she has given so much to their theater department. Like
Mhm.
that's her thing too.
No, period. But before Elimination Dwa, they do get to see um they talk about all their favorite moments and someone I think it's Susie who gives the classic line of what was your favorite moment? Seeing you in the bottom two.
Yes.
yeah.
Mother.
I don't know if any of us watched Untucked, but in Untucked they gave him a scrapbook of all these like cute little Polaroids and pictures that they took throughout the season.
Oh, cute.
So it was so cute to watch. Like,
I live for like a rites of passage moment. Like it's I mean that's what it is. You know what I mean?
no, exactly. Um,
I don't watch the boring Untucked episodes.
oh, sister, they're not boring by far. This season was
Oh,
a
some of
good
them
season.
are.
This season was a good season for
I need
Untucked.
them to be fighting or I don't want to watch.
Literally, like season two, season three tease. If it's not that, I
Oof.
don't want
Oof.
You said if they don't get removed from production and removed for 3 days
Exactly.
after fighting because someone almost went to jail, I don't want to see
Exactly.
it.
After
And it's
after getting
unfortunate.
violently drunk.
It's
Yes.
unfortunate you can't even use a slur anymore because like they're all so normalized. Like you can't
Like
even just like
I
Girl.
need them to
deviate.
bring back the like the full cocktails that they used to have and just like limitless.
Oh my God.
Honestly, the
Or
cocktail
like
hours
at
post
least let them like
runway,
give them more than one. Like
like
damn.
I
let
thought
them
they gave two
unwind, let
apiece.
them unwind. Like
Maybe
I
they
miss
do now, but like
Tatiana.
I
I feel
thought
like
no, I thought after Limitless they just limited them to two.
I
She's
was
still not
always under the
enough.
impression it was one, and that's why girls were always trying to like snatch each
Sip
other's
Like
other
bought
drinks.
girls.
drinks,
Yeah,
yeah.
literally.
They need to like give them three so they can at least feel a buzz. Like
And it's like it's not like they have to drink them all. Like,
Literally.
but if
Just have a bartender on standby.
if a bitch is
No,
stressed
literally.
out and wants to drink, give her a drink.
like
Because like, girl, if
why
I'm
not
about
just
to
have like
lip
a
sync for my life,
bartender?
I mean, because Jujubee ruined it for them.
Well,
mind you, that was one of
I'm
the best
glad
lip
she's
syncs
in a
of all
better
time.
place, though. I'm glad she is sober. Love that queen.
oh my gosh, she died
Shut the fuck up.
Bye. Mind you,
Um,
she's competing on Drag Race versus the World 17. Like,
again.
or
yeah.
Good for her, Diva.
I mean, we do have
The
the Slasian experience
distinct.
that's coming soon, whenever
I
that
was about
is.
to say we do have the Slasian Royale, and
Oh
it
my
would
God.
actually kind of be the funniest thing they could ever do if they cast
If they,
Jujubee.
I thought she was casted. Like whoever was in the photo was casted.
Ooh, what
What?
photo?
There was a photo that was taken particularly of all these Asian divas from the franchises. So they had Priyanka, they had Jujubee, they had Manila, they had Plastique, they had all
Joella.
the
Well,
self-proclaimed titles. Um,
The Slasian Royale is Philippines based.
I thought they were just in the
It's
Philippines. Oh, and Marina, sorry, not forgetting Marina here.
I don't know. Was it like I think
How
It
do
was
I
we
like
do a
remember
Slasian
Songina.
Royale if we don't have the Slasian Diva?
Like that.
literally.
So,
Like, I'm
anyways,
suing.
so the girls agreed on something, and Jules also pointed out something very important before we get into the main stage, which is they all agreed that the biggest boot was the Slasian diva herself with her quilted
Mm-hmm.
runway, aka
Well,
her
yes.
mattress.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It
then
literally left an impression.
She
in the
did. She didn't.
mattress.
name it by name.
And did.
Hmm.
And Jules points out that most of the time the girl with the most wins doesn't always win by default.
She did say that. She said,
Well,
Yeah.
just to let you
I'm a,
know, I'm going to win.
I'm like a little worried that they're gonna do my good sister Anya the way they have been lately with those 4 win people.
and like it's just I think what I think really sucks in this moment is like even if it doesn't go to Anya, I will be so sad for her for that reason,
Hmm.
but I won't be like mad that it went to somebody else. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I don't want it to be
Depends.
Anya.
Yeah, it does
That's an
depend.
opinion.
It does depend. Um, but
Who are
like
you, team?
me,
No, not you. That one.
Whatever.
Like, who
Huh?
are you, team, for the crown? I want to know.
oh, she be booped a little bit.
She did boo boo.
Oh, well, she did say Jules.
Okay.
Okay, because we're
Like,
there
because,
together.
yeah, I think it's like,
Oh, here she go again.
Ball gown. Um
Mom, the audio is beep boop
We
down.
cannot
I,
understand you, mom.
oh my God, these flop divas.
Well, now it
Well,
want to
now I can
work.
hear you.
Sister, the only flop and the only flop is her Wi-Fi. So
It's
Well,
probably
mind
because
you.
my phone is on 11%
yeah, that'll do it, Diva. Um,
charging.
so we get to the main stage, and the guest judge is the iconic, the prolific Tracy Ellis
Hmm.
Ross.
Hmm.
Diva.
Mom,
Mother,
She was serving
mom,
looks, honey.
She was,
and
oh my
is
God,
that
that
hair?
hair.
was
Hmm.
everything. Was
And she was
everything.
in with that eyeliner. She's like, I'm not doing
Girl,
eyeshadow, I'm
She
doing
did.
only
she
eyeliner.
was
She
done the
said,
fuck
She
up.
said,
She
"Bitch, I
looks
came to
so
drag race,
good.
No,
honey.
that's
Yes.
like
Drag
Literally.
race."
when your wings don't match and you just keep going. You're like, fuck, if I could just
Ah.
get them to match, that would be perfect.
She said, I'm gonna be Cleopatra in this bitch.
Hmm. Hmm.
And of course, we have visual representation category is opulent outerwear.
You better have included Miss Tracy Ellis Ross in this.
Sorry, divas. First to the stage, we have Miss Jewel Sparkles.
Uh,
Slade.
yeah, like
8.
she did it for me.
Like
I'm
this.
Yeah,
This was
100%.
opulence.
She
Like.
100% won that challenge for me with this look. I was sorry.
Hmm.
She looks so good.
She
She
wasn't wearing
does.
pants and she didn't fucking need to.
Like
No,
nobody was touching my good sister on that
No,
Yeah.
stage.
like that bitch, she knew that she had to win this challenge and she did.
Hmm.
so I
Hmm.
have a complaint about the picture, but it's not her fault. I wish they would have waited for her to sit back up because she sat into the pose while
Hmm.
entertaining the judges. I really wish, for the sake of the garment, because it lengthens her, that they would have waited until she like had gotten out of that pivot position to be like garment.
Do you ever
Right.
notice like sometimes when they do a photo shoot, they don't ever choose the best photo? Like they'll show us like maybe like a reel of like 4 or 5 of the photos or like whatever, but you can tell that they don't ever choose like the best one.
Sounds like
For a
another reality TV
while,
show we know.
for a
Yeah.
while, they were like Drag Race would like take a picture of the queens before they went on the runway and
Yes,
like
Hmm.
use that as the like where they what they would post on Instagram.
yes.
Mhm.
And those were always awful pictures.
God
They were.
awful.
They
Horrible
literally be like
lighting.
half smiling and shit.
It's like they took them in the back of a club, like literally
It
before.
literally is in like a they probably have this tiny little setup behind the stage just so they can like be like, okay, queen, step here. Great, next.
Literally, they
Literally,
were
it's
like,
just a wall. Hold your number.
Yeah.
Continue.
they said,
No,
smile for
literally.
Raven and Raja.
You're like in the back stage, like it's dark. They have one fluorescent light bulb lit on you.
They got a
And
ring
it
light.
is Raven with with like a little Nokia like
Fine.
disposable. Like we got the okay. Mind you, you can't even see me.
It's actually the ghost of Merle Ginsburg holding the light.
Ah,
Bye.
for real.
Merle Ginsburg, oh, that diva. No.
What had happened was, but yeah, no, she's gorgeous. This is no contest.
Oh
This is a
yeah,
woo for
it's
me.
a woo.
Woo!
It's
Oh,
so.
for yes, for Miss Celia, I think you know, but it's a woo for good and a boo for bad.
Well, yeah, it's a woo. It's a woo.
Period. Next, coming to the stash, we have Miss Lexi Love. And now with her lookalike here with us today, I would love for her to go first.
I mean, she did good. Like, it was no second place for me, but she did well. Like, in my opinion, like, I think that Sam did better. Sam's look overall, even though it did age her, I think she should have been in the bottom. I think that they should have given her a toot moment
Yeah.
and like she should have faced off against Susie too. I do not think that she was safe.
This just did not give opulence.
I
Yeah.
think the coat did, but she had to make a
No.
completely different
Literally.
choice on what she wore underneath it for it
Even the
to
coat
Mm.
was giving like streetwear-esque for me.
and I think because the opulence for me is in the grandeur of it and the size. But that's what I mean. Like I think it needed something just as grand and opulent underneath for the whole thing to read as opulent.
Right.
And this was just the wrong choice, in my opinion.
It
And like
was.
Right.
she was what does Rue and Michelle say? Stop relying on that body.
Hmm.
And
And I feel like that's all she does.
And
Like
they've clocked her too before that she loves to wear something skimpy with like a train. And
With
look,
a
here we
train.
are again.
like in that
Something
skirt,
skimpy and
Skippy
a
and a
train.
train.
you can buy that skirt from fucking Forever 21.
Mama, you
I'm
could buy that
sorry.
from Mark's down the street.
And I'm pretty sure they have like a two-piece set at Walmart right now on like on sale for $5. It's a medium. I know
We
exactly where it
saw
is on the
it.
rack. We literally fucking saw it. That skirt is trash. It's literally like $5 material that you can buy from like the fabric section at Walmart. Literally $5 a yard.
Literally, Miss Lexi, I know you'll probably never see this, but you are so much better
Exactly.
than this and just this. The body
Yeah.
is tea. I will never lie and say that the body is not tea.
Body is 100% tea, but I'm tired of seeing it.
Hmm.
I'm not tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing it in this variation.
Hmm.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah,
are
I'm
far more talented than just putting on a little two-piece and running down the runways
mhm.
like
Right.
you have been. Like that's not an excuse.
Yeah, like
But
when I say I'm tired of seeing it, I'm talking about like Sasha Colby. She also was like another body queen who like obviously she was body mom, but when she got to the very end of her season, she knew that she couldn't rely on it and she was literally wearing full like cat suits to cover her body because she knew that that wasn't going to get her the win.
Literally.
So until she got to the very end and she said, "No, bitch, I'm a body queen. I'm showing you my bare titties." Like
Hmm.
that's when you go back to your original style is when you made it to the end. But like
Hmm.
take a critique or two and put it under your belt and take it into the
yeah.
challenge because like it's not about you when you get to these last few episodes. It's like
One
Yeah.
thing I will clock is Lexi always has a fierce fucking wig on. And
and
that
a
wig is
beat mug.
everything. Well,
And
yes. The
and
face is
these
snatched.
Mm.
cat scratch claw
oh, and the
long
Hmm.
beautifully
nails, and the
styled
Well,
nails.
nails.
yes.
Yeah.
So gorgeous. I know part of her Drag Race budget just went to nails alone.
Oh,
Like,
it
No,
Oh,
did.
yes.
absolutely.
Did y'all
And
watch the
like
TikTok of the girl who like
yes,
did
I
her nails
did.
for
I
the nail
did.
challenge?
I
Mm-mm.
did. It was so good.
It was basically just like the artist like talking about how Lexi commissioned her for these nails and like a video of her painting them.
Yes.
Nope, didn't see it.
I think it that had her face on them as well. Like,
mm.
so good.
I'm actually
Unfortunately, this is a
This is a
boo.
boo for me.
It's
yeah,
a
this is a
boo.
boo. The more I look at it, the more boo it is. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Miss Lexi. We love you,
There's very
Diva.
few people
Literally
that have
adore
gotten
you,
that kind of
mother.
reaction out of me and Morgan. So
Mhm.
No.
uh but speaking of, next to the stage, she do take nerve. It's Miss Anya Nerve.
Like,
Tequila.
Diva.
mom.
Can we just first, like, before anything else, the door knocker earrings, like
Girl.
Hmm.
the
I love them.
I love them.
I think
I love a gong ass earring.
It's
she
like
made
camp and gorge.
she made a really smart choice of having them attached to the head wrap rather than
Really?
actually her ears.
Real.
Um, but unfortunately, I think she did it in a way where you can tell really easily, and
Yeah.
that takes me out of it a little bit. But that
Hmm.
I
is like the only problem I had with this look.
I
I will say because everything's like super ginormous, she does look
yeah.
like she's wearing her Nana's robe and she kind of
Right.
does get swallowed into it a bit.
Shit,
But I think that's
yeah.
part of the camp. I really think that's
No,
part of the
real.
camp.
Well, and that like that's the opulence of it. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
like this, and oh my God, these like
Like, what are
these
these like little
huge
circle?
Oh,
rivets,
I was
like
just about to get into that. Yeah, the little panels with the circles on the edges, I
Yeah.
don't really think benefited the outfit. Like she could have just kept it bare like that with the print and have been just fine.
I don't know. I like them.
I
I
think
don't know
it
what they
I
are,
just
but I
don't know
think
what
they
they serve.
give.
I don't know what they serve, which is my
I
issue.
think they help contextualize the gigantic earrings a bit because it really does look like huge like eyelets or like
Mhm.
something like
Well,
that.
like they look like rivets
Yeah,
almost. Like
Yeah,
something's supposed to go through them or their buttons or snouts or something, but like the the comedic size of them does really help contextualize those ridiculous earrings.
Hmm.
so
it's
true.
yeah, it's this is so cool to look at. The
Yeah.
patterns all like they flow really well. The color story is really consistent throughout, so it all like looks really
Yeah.
like cohesive, and
Real.
it looks. And I I don't mean this as a read. She's probably so comfortable in this.
No, literally.
Literally, it looks like I'm gonna take a
I
nap
I
after
can
I
only imagine
I
how
don't know.
cold it is on the set. Like,
It kind of gives heavy.
It
Like
does give heavy. It
oh
does
yeah,
give heavy, and that's true.
it looked like she is wearing a weighted blanket,
I sleep
but
with
But
in
full
you
ass
know
comforter,
she's
so
nice and warm in that cold ass runway right
exactly.
now.
this
literally.
this gave me like Eartha Kitt vibes. Like I feel like Eartha
Oh,
Yeah.
Kitt
I
would eat
Very
Yeah,
this look
much.
yeah.
up.
She has that in multiple colors in her
And
closet.
does.
it's kind of like a modern, like coming to America, very like
I
Yeah.
do
It
like
was a
the
little bit clashy.
yeah, it
Like there
in
was a little bit too
certain
much going on to an
yeah.
extent, but I wasn't like super mad at this at all. It was still very much like it fit the bill, like we got what we
uh,
needed. It
Yeah.
gave very Anya,
Mhm.
and I wasn't like this is at the end of the day it's gonna be a woo.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
Yeah,
a
it's a
woo
woo.
down.
the mixed fabrics. I live for the chaos of it all. Honestly, it like if there was something missing, I would think that there's something missing. Like
Literally.
love the look. It's a Lou.
Purr. So kitty kitty purr purr next to the stage we have Miss Shamstar.
Ugh, old.
She does look old. Oh
Ugh,
my God.
like she
Her
This
looks
did
gorgeous
this
though.
did age her a little bit now that I'm looking at it.
She looks good in
Hmm.
orange though. She looks really good in
She looks
orange.
gorgeous in orange. I think, again, I think I'm just being nitpicky with this. I love the like velour of the cape. I
Agreed.
don't like the inside layering that does not
Hmm.
like match it because then it looks like it clashes on top of the sequin gown that we see this wrap dress sequin gown moment.
Do we think that her pads are different than they normally
Yeah,
are? Because she
I was
looks,
Are
about to say
they?
she kind of
I
looks
don't want to,
big.
yeah, I don't want to be disrespectful, but she looks really wide. And
Not that I've
normally
noticed, to be fair.
her hips are higher than they normally are. So her waist looks bigger. And I think that adds to her age because it like makes her look like a short stack. I
Yeah.
know she is
Mhm.
shorter though, but I feel like her breast padding or whatever she does to like give herself
Mhm.
a shape up there is
Mhm.
too close to her hip padding. So it like scrunches her up like a short,
Yeah.
like chunky old lady.
I think I think my problem with this look is that I can tell that this is not like a Samstar original look. This is
She was
somebody else's look, and this is something that she looks beautiful in. Like there's no doubt about it. She does look beautiful, but it is not giving me like Samstar.
Mhm. I think it feels like she was banking on this category being used earlier in the season.
Yeah.
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 And
And it also it reminds me a lot of the sewing challenge that they have at the beginning of the season, the Monopoly one.
yeah.
And what she made for that is better than this.
I
It kind of looks
fear
like the lesser version of Crystal Envy's look for
Yeah,
that
yeah.
week.
And
if
in this ugly ass orange color. Ugh.
She said
I
she
feel
was
like
pandering.
it could have been remedied by red hair and maybe not a beehive wig. Like if she would have worn like maybe a straight share moment, it would have given her some youth along with that padding. But
Honestly,
Yeah.
and take away the
yeah.
shoulder pads. Take away the shoulder pads. I'm sorry, but like
I feel
the
like
shoulder pads aren't
I don't
adding.
mind the hair so much. I feel like in the hair we needed like a little like applique moment right here to like tie in
Something
the orange.
something to bring the color up into the
Yeah.
hair. That it
I
like the
Yeah.
hair itself is fine. I'm not mad at it, but it just kind of it I
It
think
also is old.
yeah, I think
think
it's
it
tapered.
and I think it adds more to the idea that she did not
Make it.
create this specifically for this. She was
Yeah.
loaned something and she was like, "Oh, I have this wig that'll work with it," and it's great.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I do think it like is missing body. So like the wig tapers and like an applique would have definitely helped to like bring it
Yeah.
fuller,
Yeah.
but it looks very flat. Like it literally goes up and that's it.
I
And
think
she
maybe
Like
is
what
kind
I
of
hate
being
about it is
swallowed
the
too.
bangs.
yeah. Like
She's
that's
kind of
why I
being
think
swallowed by the garment. And I
the
think,
shoulder pads would have helped. Like if you
yeah,
removed that, that would have opened up her neck.
her whole
True.
thing that she
'Cause-
was saying when she started the runway was like, oh, I'm like all these other girls are gonna wear a coat that they're gonna take off. I'm wearing a cape as my outerwear. But then the cape kind of just like blended
Stay
in
there.
to the dress and
Yeah.
just kind of
Yeah.
made her look bulky. And then
And I
she
think they're the
could
same
never take it
fabrics.
off. So
Literally the same fabrics. Like I
it
wasn't into that.
it was a miss, but it's not like an ugly miss.
No, and it's not like
No.
we missed 100%. It's like we're almost there. We're
Like
literally almost
I
there.
still would tip it like into like a slight woo
Hmm.
because she looks good still. Like I'm not
She does.
mad.
Even like if she had everything exactly the same and but changed the color from that orange to like a blue, which is something that we know she looks good in, she would have got a full woo from me because she looks good in blue. It would have elevated it a little bit more, and I would
Hmm.
have forgot maybe that the wig was aging her so much. But yeah, I feel like
Uh,
the
I don't
orange
know
took
about a
away from it.
blue.
I
Or
think I
purple. I
wish
don't know.
honestly
Purple is what I would have gone for.
what I wish this was is like a burgundy red, like a wine color.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Cute.
Oh,
I
like
would
Susie's.
Well,
warm. Just anything warm, but not
well,
that
this
orange.
is too warm. This is too
Yeah.
warm
Yeah.
and too it's too neon. And I think for an opulent challenge, this color makes this outfit look really cheap.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Somebody like Lemon can do neon colors and make it look opulent. For
Yeah.
some reason, it doesn't work so much on Sam.
Because yeah, and I think that's because Lemon has built an identity
Around yellow,
around
like,
that color, and
yeah.
Sam like I I don't even think this color looks good on her. I think it
Yeah.
washes her out.
I think it just goes back to the fact that like this is not a Sam Star piece.
No,
Yeah.
This
yeah,
was this was lent or borrowed.
yeah.
And
Because
I think overall I'm gonna give it like a slight boo.
I think
I
I'm
give it a
very
slight
in the
woo.
middle. Yeah, I'm in the middle. I don't even know which direction I would go.
You have to
A t
choose. There's no middle
I
ground here,
know.
mom.
I know. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. I'm
Think
thinking.
faster.
I think
Oh,
there's too many bad things for me. I think I'm gonna have to go a slight boo.
yeah, I agree with that. A slight boo.
But she looks gorgeous.
Yeah,
Like
she does look
But
great.
she's beautiful.
separate from the competition of it all, if
Yeah.
she like came out in a at a performance in this, I'd tip
I,
her.
I still think that she's eating. I still think that she's eating. But she's just not
Hmm.
providing enough with the challenge. Agreed.
All right.
Yee. Um, Sorry, I'm looking at this necklace and it's following her neck.
Yeah.
Next to the
Oh yeah. I
stage.
don't know why it's a double-decker necklace. She didn't need that.
She didn't need it. I think
No.
one necklace just to simplify and then give like the rest of her neck would have been beautiful.
Hmm.
But
Honestly,
next,
I wouldn't have even been mad at no neck jewelry.
Actually, the no
I
neck
would have been
jewelry
a little
probably would
mad.
have helped. It would have helped the shoulder situation
It
because
would
at
Yeah.
have.
least we would get her neck. Because that's my
Yeah,
problem. She just
yeah.
is so sure, and that probably might be the padding issue that I'm seeing. It's
And
just like she looks
it
so
might
short.
be I think it probably is to cover up a breastplate
Yeah.
line.
Yeah,
Wait, that's why she looks like that.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, yeah.
Speaking of titties, last and during the
Um
billboard. Mom, hello.
like like when I
Ah,
say this is the like Susie Toot style, but elevated to a drag like really drag level that I have wanted from Susie the entire season.
literally.
This is gorgeous.
Gorgina.
I wish maybe the wig was a little different. Like those little finger waves, we get
Hmm.
it. But for what it is, and for like when we're talking opulent outerwear, bitch, like this is so good. The color is
Exactly.
so right.
Exactly.
Ugh,
Can I be real for just a second?
I
no.
mean, more than that, sure.
No, not if I don't like what you're gonna say.
Well, I may or may not say it anyway. So I do love the look down and the applique, gorge, love that feather. Sleeves, love, love the train on the coat. However, I do wish that I wasn't looking at her bare leg. And I wish that the bottom like came together kind of like a Morticia Adams-esque, like very slim, very like ridiculously skinny pencil skirt that also had a train. And I think that would have went very well with the train on that jacket. And it would have made like the bottom portion of the look make a little more sense because all of my attention is taken above the waist and I get nothing down below.
I that feels intentional to me. I think the idea is to keep the focus up at the top where the real extravagance of this coat is. And I think like the I don't know. I think that the bottom the way it is, maybe I would have chosen a different shoe, but like
Yeah.
I'm not
I,
mad about it.
I feel like that's why because her legs are so like I don't know. When I look at like Lexi's legs or like there's like certain people when I look at their legs, I'm just like, that's a leg. Okay. Like, but all I see is like a tight or a hose. Like, that's not cute to me. Like, I need something
And
to happen.
she's wearing those like
Grandma tights.
drag
Yeah.
queen pantyhose that like
Um,
don't really match her skin tone.
And
Yeah.
they can take a walk
They're
for themselves. They've been used 64 times and they probably smell like shit.
yeah,
I don't need to see that when I look at your legs,
come on,
babe.
smell-o-vision.
Literally smell of it. I just like and because there's not anything down there, attention is taken away from the coat because I go straight for her starkly white legs. When
And
like
and
she
the
could just
stuff
be
that
wearing
they're
a
like
pencil.
gray.
Exactly, exactly. Like I just want a pencil skirt that's the same color as the top, like the top part that's underneath the coat, so that
Yeah,
all I'm looking at is the outerwear. Because like I feel like Jules' application of no bottoms worked for her because she had something there to replace the no bottom.
yeah, I can agree with that.
I think this look is like it's exactly what I would expect from Susie. So I'm not mad at it. I think she looks
Hmm.
good. I don't have like extreme thoughts or opinions on it.
Like it could have been there, it could have also not been there, and it would have been fine either way.
Like
Um,
this is definitely a look that happened on Drag Race.
yeah.
Yeah, probably at some point.
I would
I
get
don't
the
know if this
same.
is a safe space for me.
Girl, spit it out. Spit it
Yeah.
out.
I
Spit
mean,
it
she thinks it's
out.
giving opulence down,
Right, you
so
love it. It's
Yeah, I
okay.
mean, like it's a woo for me. It's
It's a
like
woo for
it's
it's
a
me.
a
woo.
really easy, like clear woo for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Woo single O.
Well, that
So
would
Well,
be
she's a
whoa.
wah.
She said wah?
And
Wah.
you know who
Wah?
else it was a whoa 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 for?
Wow, 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 wow.
All the
Um,
judges were not a fan either.
she said, Susie, we did not toot for your look.
But you
So
will get the boot. So
the one who didn't
Spoilers.
get the golden boot is Miss Jewel Sparkles because she was the winner of this week's
Yes,
challenge.
yes,
yes.
Who
mom,
deserves
work
a spot in the
yes.
finale.
and does.
And then, as
So
we
happy for
mentioned, we
her.
get the gag of the century. Instead of putting the two that are alike but different in the same sense,
And have
we
been beefing literally the entire, well, one-sided beefing the entire season.
we then instead see Sam Starr's track record plummet and quite literally graph to look like the Rocky Mountains because she's in the bottom two with Miss Suzuatu, who
Win
has
bottom two,
not
win
had
bottom
to
two.
lip sync since she won episode one, Mom.
Yeah. I think, okay, I think this episode of Drag Race floundered so much
Oh,
from a production and editing perspective.
yeah.
Once again, we go into like we're getting our critiques and placements, and
Hmm.
there's no suspense whatsoever. They've made it very clear that these three are the contenders for the win. Clearly, these are going to be the bottom two. So I don't know why we're wasting our time.
No.
It was just like it all felt so rushed. The whole episode
Yeah,
felt so rushed.
It's because they had so much to do. Like they planned too much in the episode or put too much emphasis on that everything going on the
Yeah.
episode.
Very that.
It was definitely a production error this episode, and I
Hmm.
think that they will learn from that because this was also like breaking away from the norm. We didn't even get like a remix. Like
yeah.
Nothing. I
I think
literally thought,
this was their
ooh,
take on the remix, I feel.
when
Like
I
this was
But they
their
didn't
put
even give them a verse in the
nothing,
in the
they did
candy
not even lip
store.
sync. They fucking
Yeah.
danced. That's it.
yeah.
Oh, and oh girl, and don't even get me started on that stupid fucking gift shop song. Like,
Yeah, and
be
they acted like it was
serious.
gonna be like the next big thing, and then it was like, oh, okay.
Buy my merch at the gift shop. I don't give a fuck. Now I don't want to buy it. Shut up.
Literally. And also they said that like all the girls were giving like Vegas down except for Susie, but like I like some of the girls
I
weren't
disagree.
getting Vegas down for me. Like
I disagree.
Anya was sticking up for me for the wrong reasons during it. Like her bodysuit was
Yeah,
weird and baggy, and it was just, and the choreo was so boring.
Yeah.
very that.
It, I don't know. Maybe that's why they didn't focus on it because the choreo was so simple.
Fair.
They
Um,
didn't want to.
Yeah.
It was just unfortunate. I feel like this season, especially after the double Shantae, like
mhm.
it had some good momentum
Hmm.
and they just really just squandered it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And like it can be taken, it can be looked at two different ways. Like it could have been like a production type of situation where they put too much like weight into this competition, like this specific challenge, and so they expected more. So like when they got to like producing the episode, they're like, oh, we don't really have that much material. Or it could have been the opposite where they expected the contestants to put a little bit more into it, and that didn't happen. So again, they were, oh, we don't have enough material.
I
So
think I think what really maybe, and like call me a conspiracy theorist, maybe they weren't expecting it to be five people competing in this challenge.
I
Yeah,
think they were fully expecting
that's
it to be a
T.
four.
And then
They
they
were fully a
saved
four.
everybody last episode because RuPaul was in her judge and she was feeling
Mhm.
lovey-dovey with everybody, and nobody did like horribly except for Jules.
Turns out it was
And
accidental. She saved everyone
then Jules
accidentally.
slayed the lip sync so she couldn't send her home. And she loves
She was like,
salchicha.
literally.
Salchicha
Salchicha.
diva.
I don't
That's
That's
know. It
our
was
good.
a
that's
weird
our
episode.
makeover meme
That's
diva
the
of the
that's the
season. It's Miss
best
Salchicha.
makeover drag name I've ever heard in my entire life.
Exactly.
Speaking
Not
of
too much on Winter Green.
names, we do say Auf Wiedersehen, bientôt. It is final curtain for Miss Susie Toot.
Miss too.
Oh, it shook Drag Race Twitter
Oh, it
down.
really did.
Like,
Like everyone
what?
was acting like she's like the most Rob Diva that's ever been Rob Diva.
I thought
Like,
she was
Literally.
going home episodes ago. Let's be real.
I mean,
do
that's
I
an
think
that's an opinion.
do I think that Susie was doing well this season and had a shot at the crown? Yes.
Yeah.
Do I think Susie 2 was the worst in the challenge and lost
Mm,
the lip sync? Yes.
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 Yes, 100%.
And like, I'm sorry, I've never I clock the T, clock all the previous episodes. I am a firm believer in the lip sync at the end. If
Mhm.
you lose
Right?
the lip sync, you should go home. I said it
Mm-hmm.
for last week. I feel like Anya should have gone home.
I agree.
I don't care if you're the front runner. If you don't win the lip sync, if somebody clearly beats you in the lip sync, you should go home. And they did it this episode, and I was okay with it. And I feel like they should have done it last episode because I think that's gaggier.
It's
Yeah.
It's
better.
And
gaggier if you follow the lip sync rules.
I think
Literally.
I think like it's unfortunate because I think even production now is falling into the trap of like wanting to appease the fans.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously they have to, that's their entire fucking job. But like when we can see it like that, it just feels a little weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes good TV is doing the opposite of what fans want. And in turn,
Because
that
that's
sparks
engaging.
controversy.
People will still
Yeah,
talk about it. In fact, people might even talk about it more.
it sparks controversy and it starts a conversation. Like literally, because then you just have all these people like ranting about how much they love and miss Susie. Mind
Yeah.
you, that's what we're doing. I mean, that's not what I'm doing, but that's what
Oh, it
Clearly.
shows. It
that's
shows.
what
She
everyone
clears.
else is doing.
This is why we had to bring Leah on for this episode, so she
She's
could
like,
Agreed.
revel in the
clear,
fact that
construction
Susie
site,
2 went home.
buried, 8 feet under,
I was
crane.
thinking this
Now they're
during like I was thinking this during like the roast or whatever, the comedy challenge. Like, um,
Why didn't they bring Pheromone?
what
Bye.
Girl.
Let's get
later?
this roasted cooking.
Let's
She
get it
roasted herself.
cooking. But like when Lexi was like so afraid to like follow up Susie, I was like
Hmm.
kind of irritated because I was like at that point in the game she was doing well, but she wasn't like slaying, so there was no need to have any anxiety about it.
Yeah, I think there was just too much emphasis this season that like Susie's this big bad competitor when
I think
She was
she was
kumbayaing and minding her
yeah.
business.
And
I feel like
like
if people hadn't talked her up so much, I probably would like her more.
and
That's fair.
I mean Morgan touched on this a little bit earlier, but like they really made Susie Lexi Love's final boss and then sent Sam to kill her.
Liter
literally. And like
me and
Lexi, we've seen Lexi could have eaten her up.
me and
Lexi would have absolutely beaten Susie 2 in that lip
She would have
sync.
demolished the
Like
Like,
shit out of her.
it was an easy win. It was an easy win. Like
yeah.
that me and Kai.
uh,
Oh, name drop.
Anyway, so
Doxing.
next
Doxy!
week we are going to be looking at the
I'm
Lollapalooza.
so excited. Okay, who do
Literally.
y'all think is gonna win the Lollapalooza?
I would gag if it was Susie Toot and she gets back into the competition.
Ah!
I'm
However,
gonna put it out there, Lydia Butthole Collins.
yeah,
I'm also gonna put out
honestly,
there
no.
Lydia.
Oh, to win?
that's who my
Probably.
money, yeah, that's who my money is on for
Mhm.
like if I had to put it down. But I think
Yeah.
I think Crystal Envy could do well. Um,
Mhm.
I think Corey King could do
King.
okay.
Literally Corey King.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I feel like the
What, nothing for Lana?
And
she
none
had
for
that
Gretchen
one good lip
Wiener.
sync, but she got sent home for it. So like,
That's true.
Her winning like 3 whole lip syncs, but then going home on the one she did the best in.
It's that whole
Well,
Like,
I don't
column
know. We could see some
probably.
To
surprises
be
from
fair, she
Lana.
only won that one with Lydia because Lydia fucked
and you
up her
know, this is
dress.
something new for Lana. So
That Miss
Spe-
Butthole Collins has the most capital coming back.
I
yeah.
think yeah, the odds are in her favor, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah. And like the
spe-
fans love her in that regard too, so that gives her some drive.
and speak
I
And
wonder if
RuPaul loves her.
I wonder if we get like a Megami moment from somebody random like
maybe.
Joella or like Acacia Forgot.
That would be kind of a
Okay,
good
Acacia. Acacia.
Like, yes.
imagine it's Joella
Or like Lucky
though.
Stars. Imagine Lucky Stars just comes out and like wipes the floor with everybody.
I would
I
be
wish I
shocked.
could imagine.
I also would be shocked, but like imagine.
I really wish I could imagine, but that's so out there that I don't
Damn.
like.
And when
Speaking of
Ariete can suddenly learn how to dance, then
No,
what?
I don't.
and
Ariety was
speaking
not on
of
my
Lydia's
mind.
ass being on Corey King's food pyramid,
Oh,
we are out of time. I would like to thank Aaliyah for being here, the diva, the doll, the one, the only. Brr, 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 brr.
no, this is so fun. Oh my gosh, you should have me again. You should change that rule.
And
'Cause
we'll have to wait and see if we expand
Maybe.
your one night
We'll talk about
contract.
it. Don't
We'll
call
you
talk
us, we'll
say,
call you.
mind you, I'm literally always
when the call is
here.
50 feet in the same room. Um,
Literally, that shit is
Literally.
over. And an
I'll
alarm worked out just fine.
literally okay. Okay. So we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.